Australia will have to make the most painful adjustment in dealing with the Sino American geopolitical contest. Much of the pain will be self inflicted as Australia refuses to accept that geography is destiny. As the wise Australian scholar Hugh White wrote, quote, "It seems as if we are still clinging to the idea that America will remain the dominant power in Asia, that will be there to shield us from China, and that China can somehow be convinced happily to accept this. It is a triumph of wishful thinking over serious policy," unquote. The paradox here is that Australia's geopolitical pain today is a result of Australia having been an excessively lucky country on three counts. First, despite its geographic proximity to China, it was discovered and settled by British, not Chinese migrants. Captain Arthur Phillip arrived in 1788. Therefore, for ethnic and cultural reasons, Australia enjoyed being a member of the globally dominant Western Club. Sadly, this led to it developing a culture of condescension, often expressed in private, towards its Asian neighbors. Second, when China's economy exploded over several decades, from 1980 onwards, Australia became one of the main beneficiaries since China bought massive natural resources from Australia. Functionally, Australia had become a province of China, but Australians didn't notice. Thirdly, Australia could have experienced a troubled neighborhood since Southeast Asia was known as the Balkans of Asia. Instead, Southeast Asia developed ASEAN, the second most successful regional organization in the world, therefore providing Australia a valuable geopolitical buffer. A wise Australian government could have and should have taken advantage of these three streams of luck to reposition itself in a changed geopolitical environment. Instead, recent Australian governments have done the opposite. In my book, Has the West Lost It?, I document that the artificial 200-year period of Western domination of world history is coming to an end. As geography is destiny, Australia will have to leave the Western Club and join the Asian Club. Culturally, it refuses to do so. Even more unwisely, Australia has provoked and alienated its main economic partner, China. Unless Australia changes course, it will continue to experience pain from the US-China contest. In contrast to Australia, India could have enjoyed a magnificent geopolitical opportunity when the Sino-American geopolitical contest broke out. As the third largest power in the world, it could have positioned itself in the middle. If you can imagine America and China sitting at two ends of a seesaw, India could have enhanced its geopolitical leverage by standing in the middle. Until June 15, 2020, that was the geopolitical direction India seemed to be headed to. Sadly, on June 15, 2020, there was a violent clash between Indian and Chinese soldiers. Several soldiers died. Indian public opinion became inflamed against China. A series of anti-China actions followed. India banned many Chinese mobile apps. The emotional reactions of Indians to the loss of lives at the border were perfectly understandable. Yet one of the oldest rules of geopolitics is that countries which react emotionally instead of calmly and rationally tend to suffer. Many Indians believe that India can punish China by moving closer to America. Well, America would benefit from this. Just as it successfully fought the Soviet Union to the last Afghan, it would gain by fighting China to the last Indian. The question is, how would India benefit from this? Now, many forces will drive India and America closer to each other. They are fellow democracies. The ethnic Indian community is extraordinarily successful in America. Yet, under Trump, America also became a selfish country. Even though Trump was close to PM Modi, he removed the special trade preferences, known as the Generalized System of Preferences, from India in June 2019 and suspended H-1B visas, which benefited Indians most, in June 2020. In real terms, Trump's actions against India were more economically damaging than China's actions. There is a real danger that America could turn even more isolationist and protectionist. It would therefore be wiser for India to return to a middle position between America and China, difficult as this may be for Indians to accept. In contrast to both Australia and India, ASEAN has succeeded in maintaining good relations with both China and America. This is no small accomplishment. Among the 10 member states of ASEAN, some are pro-China, like Cambodia, and some are pro-America, like Vietnam. Yet despite this, ASEAN has managed to walk a tightrope within America and China. As my co-author Jeffrey Sung and I document in The ASEAN Miracle, this is a result of decades of wise management by ASEAN leaders. Indonesia injected its culture of consultation and consensus, of musyawara and mufakat, into ASEAN. ASEAN has succeeded by being pragmatic. It compromises when necessary. With the explosion of the Sino-American geopolitical contest, ASEAN faces both a moment of great danger and great opportunity. The danger is clear. Both China and America could try to force ASEAN countries to choose sides. This would be unwise. A broken ASEAN will serve neither American nor Chinese interests. Indeed, unknown to many Americans, including American leaders, there are still huge reservoirs of goodwill towards America and Southeast Asia. Wise American diplomacy could enhance these reservoirs. Similarly, there's a strong desire among all ASEAN countries to continue close cooperation with China, especially since the fast-growing Chinese economy has become the main engine of growth in East Asia. This is why all 10 ASEAN countries, unlike India, continue to remain members of RCEP. ASEAN also provides China a special opportunity. At a time when relations within China and many countries, including Australia, India, and some European countries, have soured, China can point to its close relations with ASEAN countries to demonstrate that China can be a valuable and trusted partner of developing countries. No other successful region can be used as a role model by China. Hence, it is in China's interest to show extraordinary diplomatic dexterity as well as economic generosity in managing its relations with ASEAN. The rewards could be significant for both parties.